The
Yep.
stream is starting.
I mean, relatively speaking, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gonna make sure that you're muted. Okay, you're
Oh,
still auto
well,
hosting, it looks like. Are
that's.
you sure you're live?
I am live, yeah.
Hmm. Okay, now you're live.
Oh,
You're live
now
now.
I'm live.
You
Thank you,
were
Push, for the
auto hosting.
resub, the 15-month resub. Dear God. I know I'm definitely live because
Okay,
people are
I see
doing
it now.
things, and that's usually a statement of a
Of
hi,
liveness.
of
Lividity?
lividity.
I
Yeah,
think
that's a different thing.
what does lividity mean? I'm assuming that means aliveness, right?
I mean, I think so. In a very
I think that's like what medical
maybe.
yeah, so lividity is the settling of blood after death in gravity dependent portions of the body.
So the opposite of being alive.
Yeah, so, but you do check for lividity if you're trying to determine if a death occurred.
Uh,
So,
that's true. That's
I
true.
mean, we're not all the way. Uh,
Anyway, it's good to see you guys. Joe is not building a computer today. And hello. Joe is not building a computer today, so the thing it will be less about it's okay, Joe. It's okay, and more about like stupid questions and answers today. Arguably,
Yay.
which is the main thing.
Oh, I just realized I could lower my camera. I'm like, for some reason, the camera seems to be capturing more of the carpet than usual. I'm gonna have to crop it. And I'm like, oh wait, no, I could just make it closer to the piece of paper. That'll also work.
That'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I'll figure it out eventually.
Joe's having a day, everybody, which is fine.
I'm
Happy Pride
I'm
Month.
not having a day. I'm having a life. This is living, Cleo.
Oh,
Haven't you heard once more with feeling?
I mean,
It's
uh,
living. You have to keep on
yikes.
living.
Oh, Hype Train. Thank you. Sky Nines has resubscribed for 3 months, and
Well,
Anna
you learned a
has
thing.
resubscribed for 15 months. Still can't find the exit. We're definitely stuck forever. Good. What were you saying?
Nothing. It's fine.
It's,
Okay.
uh, I'm okay. Oh,
Okay.
okay, whatever. I don't care. I'm good.
Okay. So I'm gonna try drawing on the paper now.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start work. So we got the last 4 days in June to do, and then we can go on to July, which is flowers, because I want it to be, and you can't tell me not to. So, yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. It's fine.
Okay. So this seems to be working.
Does it, Joe? Does
Yeah,
it?
I'm using ghost paper.
I don't know what that is.
Well, look over at my screen real quick,
Hang
and
on
then
a
wait 15
second.
seconds, I guess. Tell me when you can see my screen.
Okay. Mute it. Hi, paper ghost hands. What?
What?
Hi, paper ghost hands. Is that what you meant to write, or?
Well, yeah, just be patient. Watch.
Okay. Ooh. Ghost hands.
Ghost hands.
Sometimes I don't know, Joe. I don't know. Thank you, Pushed, for the Hype Train biddies. It's appreciated. Oh, I've got poopy.
Did you see it? Did
The
it work?
ghost hands.
Yeah. Did the ghost hands work?
Yeah, I saw the ghost hands.
Oh, yay.
You drew on paper with no hands.
Ooh.
Spoopy. Yeah. If you were looking for anything of value today, maybe not. Maybe someday else.
Why are you here? This is not how we do that.
This is not the stream for you.
Yeah, we've already talked about death, so now we're talking. Now we're drawing with ghost hands. Happy birthday, Andre. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Feliz cumpleaños a Andre. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Y muchas más. And let's see, people are also saying that it's Pride Month today. Is there a Pride Month song we sing, Cleo? Possibly in Spanish?
No, but I do feel like Dancing Queen possibly covers it.
I don't know that
Historically.
one.
No, that's fine. I don't expect you to. It's yeah. Anyway, it's very stereotypical of me, but you know, I'm in the community. I'm allowed. Okay.
Mini Cheese Mouse says, Did you get chroma green gloves?
Did you get chroma green? No, the green screen gloves.
Green screen gloves.
No, Joe has got a layer set up.
I've got my tablet overlay.
So
I'm pretending when I'm drawing on the tablet, I'm pretending I'm writing on the paper because it makes me smile. That's a terrible smile.
I mean, your smile in general, or just
no?
Oh, did you draw one? You're drawing one. Okay,
that's worse.
That's pretty creepy, Joe.
This one's a little better.
Things I am not convinced by. Tested negative for COVID after 11 days. Yay!
Yay.
Testing for COVID is a nightmare. Did not like it. I did not like having to do it every few days for school either when I was there. That wasn't fun. My bullet journal was pretty. Thank you, but please remember, for your own sanity, I make money doing this. So you can only do what you can do. Don't, just because mine looks like this doesn't mean you can't do it. What it does mean is I make money doing this, so I can take the time.
Also, how long ago did you first start doing bullet journals or bullet journal adjacent tasks like scrapbooking or things where you're using the same skill set?
Actually not that long ago. Probably about, I didn't really scrapbook. But like a year and a half maybe when I started bullet journaling properly. So
Gotcha. Because I was gonna say, that might make people feel better if it isn't very recent, but it is very recent. So go back to feeling terrible.
Don't feel terrible. Remember, no. Remember, I get paid to do this, and it's not that you're terrible. It's that I can take more time over what I'm doing, and you guys might not have that time, and that's fine too.
Yeah. I will say drawing. So the nice thing about drawing on the actual paper is there's a real dot grid, whereas what I'm doing right now, is not. There's no grid. I've thought about making a light green dot grid that would be still caught by the chroma filter that I would be able to see, but I have been too lazy to actually do it.
No. You're not too lazy. You've been assigning your time in other ways.
I've been better prioritizing.
With all the stuff that you're pasting into the book, does it still close? Yeah, it still closes. Yeah. It's actually a really good quality notebook. I'm quite impressed with the whole thing. I'm going to get another one in a similar vein from the same company because I have been very impressed with it. So, and it was of the bullet journals that I found, it was one of the cheaper ones. So, that's what it is. It just means that you can learn it quickly. Thank you, Hypothermic Addict. That's what it means. It means that if I learn it quickly, so can you. Mini Cheese Mouse has resubscribed for 15 months. Finally home after 3 weeks away. Got to spend time with my kids today. Oh, that's great. Yay. Yay for children. Sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Now I need to count. No, I don't.
Okay. So what I kind of want to do today.
Mm-hmm.
So you're working on which month of your journal?
This is June, but this is the last page of June, so we'll be going on to July.
Ooh. Have you picked a theme for July yet?
I've gone for flowers, and I've already done this. I've already picked up all my tapes and stickers and stuff that have flowers on them because
Are they all like are they all like weird puns? Like you got some washi tape with Scott Pilgrim's Ramona flowers or things like that?
no, you make things difficult for me, Joe. Is all I'm saying. But
I do.
you do.
I was gonna try and create some sort of justification, like, but I do it because I care. But like, you would just see through that. Yeah, I just make things difficult.
You just enjoy it. It's fine. I understand.
Yeah, I'm just not helpful.
This is an A5 journal. It's a bullet journaling because I see people look at it. It's a personalized planner where you put in the things that you want to do, and some people use it as an art project. Like me, I use it as an art project with a theme every month. We're currently on. I don't know how to describe it. Oldie worldy stuff. So it's fine.
It's a Age of Steam travel theme. I think would be
Possibly, but
you got like a lot of ticket offices and
yeah.
like.
I mean, this one is
stuff,
specifically
ship stuff.
tickets and
You had like
stuff.
passport stamps.
Yeah, and this is books and atlases, and these are apothecary stickers with flowers and stuff. This is just flowers and just random gumph that looks old. But yeah, that is probably the easiest way to describe it. Victoriana. Maybe. Yeah. Vintage.
Wow.
Vintage, yeah. Have I counted my washi tape stash? No, because no Atlas at the moment. Atlas is off doing their own thing, Yo-Yo. Because she's a strong, independent kiddie.
Yay. Okay, I just found out the IPDB has a whole glossary. Oh, wait. I ordered something for upcoming craft streams, but
oh no.
it might I wonder I should check and see if it's been delivered. I should, since my daughter doesn't have school today, I can actually be like, "Hey, let me know if somebody
it's like a
drops something
holiday,
by
isn't
the
it?
door." Yeah, it's summer holiday now.
Oh, so Jesus. It always surprised me how soon that comes around. Because
That's
kids
that's
don't get out
why.
until the end of July here.
Yeah, that's why I've got next week I couldn't do anything the first half of the week because I got a bunch of plans with her and other family because so she spends most of the summer with the other side of the family, so my family all wants to see her now, and
That's fair.
So yeah,
that's reasonable. There's no craft stream next week, guys. Just so you know.
No craft stream next week, but the week after that we have something special. We're gonna have special guest Janie Leaney, because I realized there was one week where Cleo was like, "Oh, I can't make it," but it was like
I had a migraine.
Get the message. Yeah, I didn't get the message until like 15 minutes before the stream, and I was like, "Oh, I should see like if Janie wants to come hang out and do craft stuff," but it was 15 minutes before we started, which is not enough time. So she had a conflict and wasn't able to do it. But I was like, well, as long as Cleo's cool with it, maybe you could come on some other time when we're both here, like because yeah. It's kind of weird because like when we do a stream with other guests, we can't just hang out in the Hermitcraft Discord and have people drop in like Doc did the other day. But so there is a trade-off there. But it's in some ways a guest in the stream is worth 2 hermits that might not show up. Is that a metaphor at that point, or is that just?
It's definitely a metaphor. That's
for birds or something. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Okay. We'll workshop that. Okay.
I mean, you'll workshop that. I've already forgotten it, so that is my way of life.
I'm glad that you cared deeply about this.
I
Um,
care deeply about many things, Joe, but
yes.
my brain can't hold everything.
Okay.
School summer holiday starts the end of next week here. That's why I'm permanently leaving the city at the end of this week. Yeah, I understand that. I'm not looking forward. Now that I can go out to places and there are no children because they're all in
Mm-hmm.
school, my brain is just like, this is great. Why would we ever do anything different?
Yeah. Oh no, the summer is on us.
The summer is on us. Well, it's on you. I've still got like a month and a half.
Oh.
Probably more, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 months.
Okay.
Oh. Hey, Cam. Thank you for the raid, honey. That's really appreciated. Hello, Cam Raiders. This is a bit of a different twist from what you've been watching. I am doing some art project stuff with Joe Hills, who is currently on call with me. And yeah, I'm doing my Bullet Joe stuff. So, good morning, everybody. Hope you're having fun. Or I hope you're ready to be really chilled out and a bit confused, because that's my brand. So yeah, I'm finishing off the July theme of my bullet journal, which is vintage. I think we decided on the end. Travel vintage, something like that. And then I'm going to be going on to onto flowers. So I like flowers. Flowers are pretty. Push, do not talk Cam with maths. It's quite funny, but don't do it. It's my job. But now I've got stickers, which I need to cut out.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
Joe is drawing on their own channel.
Yeah.
I promised not to do it again for at least a month. Dang straight. I wish I'd done my June bullet journal rainbow for Pride. Yeah, I was thinking about it, but I don't have like doing it rainbow is really difficult. I would do like a color for each page, but
I was gonna call you on that. I was gonna draw a rainbow real quick on my thing, and then I was like, I'll get the colors wrong, and then Cleo will mock me. It's like, you know what? No, you're right. That is too hard. That's you win this one, Zombie Cleo. You win this one.
I always do, Joe. I always do. I mean, statistically, which is rather concerning for you, to be honest.
Yeah, because it's like
really, you should be able to win at least one.
Yeah, so it's like hold on. I bet I could figure this out if I write it down in advance.
No one help him. Okay. Couldn't remember the action for the rainbow and said Roy B. Goy. What? No.
Oh yeah, by Chuck Berry. Roy B. Goy. Way up in the sky after it rains. Up there with the birds and the flying planes.
Yeah. What was your favourite? This sounds so fake, but it's totally not fact that you know. Oh, I was talking about this to Joe earlier. Macbeth from Shakespeare's play was a real dude.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Like, that seems like the sort of thing I would know, but then I realized that I have studied none of European history. That is absolutely outside of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, no, I didn't know he was a absolutely real dude, you know, so...
Yeah. The only European history I know is incidental, because, like, my degree was originally in Asian history, and because I was planning on being stationed in Okinawa, Japan, and so I could get a degree in Asian history and a minor in Japanese, and also take some Chinese classes, and it was all going to be very confluent. But then that ended up falling through when I got sick and found out that wasn't a job that I was eligible for anymore. So yeah, And then so then my actual degree, I ended up switching to American history because it was easier to graduate on time because they offered more courses at different times of day, so
That
I
makes
could
sense.
actually attend enough in time to graduate because getting sick kind of threw me off. But
Yeah,
I still
no,
graduated.
it
I
absolutely would.
graduated in 4 years with a terrible GPA, but I graduated in 4 years. Uh,
Ah, yeah, no, the Macbeth stuff is like
yeah.
genuine. I've been listening to the British History podcast. Recommend it if you're into that sort of thing. But I don't really know how to say it. Yeah, no, he was a real dude. He did kill a king and then run to, is it Scone, where the ancient kings ancient Scottish kings were crowned, and he got there before the other guy's son, whose name was apparently Malcolm Bighead. It's a great name.
Oh my gosh, there's a big head in HBO's Silicon Valley. I wonder if they're related.
Probably. It does sound like that sort of thing. No, not Bighead. Malcolm Bighead. That's what his name translates to. So I don't know if he might have had genuinely a large head. But yeah, no. And yeah, they like all the Macduff stuff, not real.
Ah,
But yeah, no, there was a massive civil war, and it's really interesting. Getting sick and having to graduate at a weird time, wouldn't know anything about that. Yeah, I know, Corpse, I know. Love the British History podcast. It's rather bluntly honest. It's hilariously bluntly honest. It's great. Would recommend to anybody that wants to, you know, find out about why we do things, which is basically what history is, to be honest. It's not out the realms of the possibility that this guy was named after his massive forehead. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, I just think that's hilarious that real dude to start with, that blew my mind. But also, yeah, genuine civil war. Macduff was also a real dude, but he didn't do. He was anti Macbeth, but he didn't do like all the Dunsinane trees and stuff. He was a Mormaer of Murray, which it was very difficult to attack, apparently, which was great. It was great. Love learning about this stuff. I just love learning stuff in general, to be honest. So it's what I listen to when I'm going for a walk. Manatee Gag has resubscribed for 15 months. Thank you very much. Ooh. Translates, did he have a Gaelic name? I can't remember. I like, because of when it happened, all the history, this was this was about the year 1000. So, and English records are spotty. Scottish records are pretty much non-existent. So it's basically going through the English chronicles, which were pretty rubbish, to be honest. So yeah.
The distant future, the year 1000, the distant future.
I don't know what you're getting at, Joe, or what you're quoting, but you're definitely quoting something.
There's a song by Flight of the Conchords that came out in 2002, I think. That opens with "The distant future, the year 2000, the distant future." It's called "The Humans Are Dead," and the refrain is like, "The humans are dead. The humans are dead." It's very robotic.
Yeah, I could have gathered that from what you said.
You probably could have from context.
Sophia resubscribed for 5 months. Thank you.
Okay.
Would it be the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle of that? I mean, yeah.
Oh, I never actually asked if like our voices are coming through well.
It
Nobody's actually
doesn't
complained this
matter.
time. Yeah,
Doesn't
nobody's
matter.
complained this time, so like it's probably fine.
I mean, considering last time I was on your stream, I sounded like I was talking through a sock.
I think okay, so I thought that was a I'm wondering if I had the sample rate mismatched between Discord and the audio device or something like that.
Possibly.
Cuz like it didn't sound bad coming out of Discord into my headphones compared to how people described it. And I haven't gone back and watched the VOD because I don't want
I've
to go watch me mess with the computer for 4 hours. Hey, thank you very much to Laura for our first tip of the stream, tip in 6. That is going to get us 6 degrees. Oops, that was 7 beads. 6 degrees of rotation on my camera, which you can't see right now. Why is my camera hidden? There we go. There's the camera. So we're going to go ahead and transform, edit transform. We're going to set that to 6 degrees of rotation.
I mean,
Oh,
Joe is quiet. Okay.
I'm quiet. Oh no.
That's the first
Am I
time
quiet on
anyone's...
Cleo's stream or am I quiet on my stream? Because we have 2 different audio mixes.
That's on my stream, I think. But, you know,
Okay.
considering what you normally like, I think quiet on my stream is
Oops.
is probably a step up.
Yeah, that's like being big in Japan, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm definitely
I'm quiet on Cleo's stream. Oh dang it! The camera
Good
is
now.
not going to be pointed at me very well.
I said it like 3 times and no one else ever speaks up. That's fair.
Okay, so I need to move this over some. Looks like, and then I can move that over, and then I can have my face more on this side. Yay!
Malcolm III of Scotland. What was the question, OBC? I missed that question. Oh no, I can't remember what name they called him by, but there is a chance that he was a guy named Carl Macbeth. Which is a weird one, but yeah, Macbeth was.
Okay, so this is fun. Apparently, in the new Pokemon trailer,
Carl
they
Macbeth.
show that you can do the stealth attacks, like I like doing in Pokemon Arceus.
Mm-hmm.
So the stealth mode. The stealth mode is really fun for the stream and for me. Because I get to shush everybody, be like, okay, y'all gotta be really quiet. Okay. We can't let this thing hear us. Look at the size of the ears on that thing. Okay. Okay, everybody, we're gonna approach as quietly as possible. Everybody put away your loud crisps if you're in the UK. I don't want to hear you munch.
OBC. No, the big head thing was what his name translated to, not what it means.
What's his actual name?
I can't remember, but he's like he'll be like Malcolm III or Malcolm II. So
Darth Orthan says no Pokemon spoilers. I've been trying to avoid them. I don't think mechanics are spoilers. Spoilers are plot related.
Yeah. No, Macbeth was one of the Mormares of Murray, from what I remember, but I only know that because the podcast said it so many bloody times. So, yeah.
Yeah. But then when I actually get to the Pokemon, I'm going to move further away from the mic, and I throw the Pokeball. I scream, back hit! Hit him in the back! Because you get extra points if you, like, sever the spinal column with the Pokeball. You just need to get right in there and just whack it real good.
Okay, Joe. That's fine. I believe you. Yeah. And I do believe you. That's not me just saying to stop talking. That's like I just.
I mean, I can't stop talking. That is an option we have.
Can you?
People are saying, wait, the new Pokemon games have sneak and such. Yeah, they do in Arceus. So apparently we're spoiling Arceus too. I feel like I got
why Joe's a Pokemon master and we're not.
Lab 2021. Yeah. Meatwad says that in the episode with what's that thing where you have a house that's not disorganized? Feng Shui, in the Feng Shui episode.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay,
So.
I'm starting June. June is flowers. I got all my flower stuff. It's very
Mhm,
purple and pink, and a
mhm,
little bit of blue. So if we're
mhm,
gonna, this
mhm.
is what we're working with, guys. So, um, let's start with. Let's.
Etho pronounces it Von Sway. Well, I mean, he's Canadian. They're very French influenced up there. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not watching the trailer myself. I'm just curious what the mechanics are. But I mean, the Pokemon games are kind of like the Redwall books. You're not going to get spoiled by reading about the upcoming one if you are familiar with the previous ones. They're all the same, right? They're so structurally similar. They're incapable of surprising you. It's like, wait, they're gonna go seek assistance from the Badger Lord at Salamandastron? What? This book is off the chains.
Shut up,
See, here's
Cam.
the chains, and then here's the book. Book is not on the chains. Here's a counterexample. That book is on the chains. This book is off the chains. See,
Yes, Joe.
it's a visual medium, Cleo. It's a visual medium.
I didn't say anything. I just said yes, Joe.
I know. In fact, you not saying anything caused me to kind of spiral there and just kind of keep escalating because I'm like, oh no, what if Cleo had to go find Atlas? How would you find Atlas without some sort of book of maps? Like,
I mean, I'd go
what would that even be
upstairs,
called?
which is where she is.
Oh, okay. Luke Chris Walker says, thank you for the visual demonstration.
I mean, we do
You're most-
appreciate it when you visualize.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to try actually sketching something now.
Why break a habit of a lifetime?
Oh, and why sketch anything at all?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we're
should
here
keep
just to
not
listen to
doing
you
that.
and be sarcastic.
Yeah. So this is GOTG. That doesn't look like a G. It looks like neither a G nor a 6. Wow. Okay, I'm doing great over here.
Joe, I'm not
Yeah.
here to help you not spiral at this point. You got to do it on your own.
I know.
Breathe.
Bum, 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 bum. I'm doing great. I'm doing fabulous.
Who believes Joe's doing great?
This it's like focus group style. How many of you believe Joe is doing great? Jim, Carla, and Steve all seem to believe Joe is doing great. But Janet, you didn't raise your hand. Why don't you think that Joe is doing great? He just didn't seem very convincing. Okay, Janet thinks Joe wasn't very convincing. Jim, Steve, Carla, would any of you like to reconsider your answer?
Joe's trying. Yes, Joe is trying. Very, very trying.
Hey, welcome, Saucefire. Glad you could join us. Okay. John.
We believe in you, Joe, but only so far.
Yeah, not beyond the realm of plausibility, but okay. So,
Thank you. Oh, did I say thank you to Manatee Gag? Thank you for the 15-month
did.
resub.
because I remember saying thank you to Manatee Gag as well, because that's NJ's husband. So I've
Ah,
actually
I
hung out with
didn't
them at
actually
conventions
know
and stuff
that.
before. Oh yeah,
Well, thank you. And now I know that. I will remember that. I won't remember that. I will
yeah.
try.
But yeah, we've hung out at PAX Unplugged and other. I saw them when I was up in New Jersey for my grandfather's
Kamranj says
funeral,
emote only.
and presumably other times that were less morbid.
Emo only
But
chat.
definitely those two.
Throw some hands. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
now
I
I
didn't
know.
actually do a public coffee shop hangout for that trip because I was like, I don't want to deal with that. But I
Yeah.
did want Sean to have the chance to meet NJ and Manatee, and since Sean and I were sharing a hotel room for that, it was like, oh, let's all go to the coffee shop and hang out. We are, in New Jersey, and that doesn't happen often.
So now when NJ refers to MG, now you know. Now I know.
Yeah.
To be fair, I had it in my head that Manatee Gag was there was something significant that I should know in the back of my head, and I could never place it.
Well,
So
there you go.
that's probably why.
Now you've got it.
Now I've got it. I will forget that.
Yeah.
This is where I forget how to spell through.
You could just do it American drive-through style, THRU.
Maybe. Ah. There we go. You're significant. You are significant. I didn't know why, but I knew you were.
Cleo, all individuals have significance.
Lies.
Okay.
You're very confused by the flower and dirt. Every flower must go through dirt. I like to have little truisms in my life because it's better than having just. I mean, there was some. My brain just went, well, that's subjective. Hang on, I do look up quotes for these.
Like every rose has its thorns. Would you consider that a truism, or are you like, no, people strip the thorns off roses all the time?
Some roses
people
don't
remove
have
those.
Yeah, there's always flowers for those who want to see them. I've lived in places where there were no flowers for a good long time. That's not
and
true.
You wanted to see them and you couldn't?
Yeah. Happiness blooms from within. No, that's not true.
Thank you, Catherine, for tipping 5. That's going to get our camera rotated another 5 degrees here. Do.
Earth laughs in flowers. The earth laughs in earthquakes. That's what the earth laughs in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like to have things that aren't something that I would go, no, wait. That is blatantly an F, Big B. That is not a G.
Saucefire says, just like every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. Some cowboys were mute, okay?
Yeah. Some cowboys weren't depressed. Not many, because it was a tough old life, but you know.
A tough old life.
I don't understand how you managed to get that into Hard Knock Life. I don't. Well done. You did it.
You're welcome.
But what the heck?
Do it.
You did do it.
Yeah, so right now what I'm doing is I'm trying to get a rough concept of different playfield layouts. And I say a rough concept. I've got 2 so far, which is... No, wait. I'm literally on my first one. Never mind. I looked at several, but I'm only sketching my first. So I'm using kind of a small area of the pad for each one to encourage me to not over analyze each piece. I'm also realizing I never lowered the camera, even though I said I was going to do that. Ow. Don't drop the camera on your head, Cleo.
I am not moving my camera, but maybe you should listen to that.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes the best advice we can give others is things we learn from personal experience. It can't all be stuff about every flower, right?
Are there beans today or no? No beans. No beans. I will do like next week. Next month. I'll try and do a food themed one.
I'm gonna adjust the focus again since I just lowered this. Okay. Well, that's not very good. It's fine.
Is it, Joe?
Conarasha played
There's more
sour.
keystoning is the only problem with this. But,
If you,
yeah, I'm
if
gonna
you
have to
check, hang
get
on
a
a
new
second.
setup.
You need to check the wording on that card. It says, "Do not play if there is another hermit in stream." Joe is in
Womp
stream.
Womp womp.
Cam, can you refund that for me, please?
Somebody says, "Oh, that's a
Thank
pinball
you.
machine playfield on the left." I thought Joe just had a tray of sweets. Yes, this is my tray of sweets over here.
We all want Joe to have a tray of sweets.
Yeah, my daughter would love that because then she would be like, "Well, you have sweets." So clearly, there's sweets to be had.
Arguably, if you've got sweets, then I should also get sweets.
You know what I haven't watched like since it was originally on television is the X-Files. I wonder if that holds up or if that's just going to be like
You know
really
what? That is a good question.
like is that going to be one of those things where it's like I'm going to like every single thing that happens I'm going to be like, "Oh my gosh. Everything was so much simpler before 9/11." Like
Wow.
Yeah. Well, no, because there are definitely some shows from like the late 90s where, like where they're just like like there was a thing in the Sarah Chronicles where they actually jumped forward, right, from the 80s to like the modern day. And they're like, "Okay, so we need to get on a plane and then we need to get some fake IDs." And it's like, "Oh, no, you need to do that in the other order." And they're like, "Why?" Right? So,
oh dear.
okay. So the ramp on this one kind of starts here, and then
X-File rewatching is like the opposite of watching old Scooby-Doo.
I don't know what that means exactly.
I don't know what that means, but I'm asking because
Interesting.
it's an interesting statement and I don't understand it.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so then that goes back to the flipper. And that feeds back to the flipper.
some flowering plants growing sand. Arguably dirt is not a scientific term.
Soil. You could go.
Yeah, well, no,
Soil.
because like they're saying they're being obnoxious at me. It's like not every plant grows through dirt, but that's not true. Dirt is the term for,
It's an acronym for that interesting real things. Those interesting real things. I don't know.
I don't know, Joe. I don't know.
Mahi Zero says the new X-Files miniseries they had not too long ago was great. Oh, I actually did watch that. I guess I have watched, but technically that doesn't invalidate my previous statement of last time I watched X-Files was like when they were airing new episodes. Yeah. Okay.
From Earth Science class, there's a distinction between loamy sand and sandy loam. Well, loam has a very specific terminology. So that's accurate. That's accurate. All flowers grow in sediments. This is true. Except for the ones that grow in rock.
Yeah.
Except for the air plants, which exist.
Plants. Okay, so there's Okay.
You all right, Joe?
Yeah, I'm just
You sound like you're having a moment.
a diverter there. I'm trying to figure out if I'm done or what I missed. Right.
Chat, am I done? I feel done.
No, well, like it's like have I because so I'm trying to include I'm trying to basically thumbnail out every important functional element of this machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Without getting into too much detail. I'm not getting bogged down in the art. I'm not getting too bogged down in the exact placement of everything, but like I'm like, okay, if I look at this, does this have all the ramps? Does this have all the bumpers, all the slings? I think it does. So, yeah. There's a diverter up there, but like
Yeah.
it's good. Okay. Luke Chris Walker says, I'm highly visually overloaded by the playing field. I could not play this, I think. If it makes you feel better, this photograph was taken in a very bright space, but most places that would have this game would not be so well lit. So,
What we're saying is dive bars exist.
yes. Okay. So,
Okay. This is July. Now let's do it in pink. Parasitic plants that grow inside other plants. Yeah, no, yeah. That's a thing too.
I'm also thinking that maybe the way that I've done this is the thumbnail might be too small. I might need to increase the scale slightly so I can actually properly include all the details I want to include.
That's fair. How long have I been bullet journaling for? About a year and a half. My hand lettering is lovely. Thank you. Some people were telling me I put some things on Twitter the other day because somebody asked me for them, and people going, "Oh, your handwriting's lovely." I'm like, no, it is not. The handwriting that is in my bullet journal is for me, and everyone's going, "Oh, it's so lovely," and I'm like, no, it's cursive. There's a difference.
Well, they don't teach it anymore, so people get like super hype about it.
The thing is, my original I used to write in very tiny printed letters until I started teaching younger kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you
Tim,
have to.
Tim, I have not had the chance to play the Weird Al P3. If I get down to Austin, I'm hoping that I could get some playtime on one, but they don't have a P3 in Nashville. So, okay, so this one is called The Beatles.
The
It's based on some
Beatles.
British rock band.
Never heard of them.
Might be French, actually. Beatles.
Beatles. Maybe.
Beatles.
That would make sense. Half the time when we do stuff like that, I'm expecting someone just to throw a fit.
Well, as long as they throw it generally away from me and others. I'm not really here to, adjudicate. I don't know.
Fair enough. I don't think I'll ever ask you to adjudicate that sort of thing, Joe. Promise.
Thank you, Cleo.
Very welcome.
One thing that I am realizing I need to be more here for is I'm realizing that one of the things that I've been too tired to do very well the last few years is really envision builds in Minecraft. Like I'm in terms of like planning. Like a lot of the stuff
Yeah.
I build in Minecraft, I either just make up as I go, or I build it based on an existing structure, right? Like so, in the season 7, right? I had my winery, which was built from a D&D map,
Mm-hmm.
with the Ever Given, which was based on photographic reference, and then the Pillar or Tower of Hercules lighthouse, which was based on a combination of photographic reference and
Mm.
French architect plans from the 1700s, because like they went in and measured the whole thing,
Yeah.
you know. And it's like I feel like that came out really well on the whole, whereas like Jurassic Bark was kind of like I don't know. I didn't really brainstorm it very well in advance. I had a concept, but I went right from concept to building, and then
Yeah.
got like I was like it'll be a log that you enter through, but
Yeah, it's
maybe
like Atlantis. What can I just say? That took me forever to build, and I've got to tear half of it down.
yeah.
That went through at least 4 iterations before I settled on that shape, getting bigger. It's been a whole thing.
Mhm.
You know, it's not an easy one to do by any means. So yeah.
Yeah. No, so I was hoping people are talking about PlayOnCon. Yeah, I was hoping to get badges for some of the people who might be helping me with events, but it looks like they're really cutting back this year on the number of events and stuff that they want me to help with. So I can't justify having as much assistance as I was hoping. So yeah,
Oh, that
yeah,
sucks.
just go buy your badges. Yeah. So womp womp.
Oh, these aren't as pink as I want them to be. Ooh. Very thin washi tape. Cam's bullying you. What did you do? Will the Atlantis gym be opposite the Matlantis store? I hate you, Corpse, so much. I can hear one of my cats outside. One of my cats has taken to letting themselves out because the top window in my house is open.
Uh-huh.
She climbs out onto the roof and then she appears at the door and I'm like, how did you get outside?
Mm-hmm.
Every single time. And it's like, oh, for God's sake.
Did she expect you to open the door to let her back in, though?
Yeah, because I can hear her hammering on it right now. So give
She
me a
can't
second.
get back up onto the roof. Is that the thing?
I'm like 90% sure she can, but I don't know. So I need to go. I'll be right back.
She's chosen not to.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
I see. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it raining? Is it raining?
Oh, you went outside in the rain. Good job.
I didn't. She did. This is Atlas. This is not who I expected to be outside at all. So
Maybe the other cat threw Atlas outside.
Yeah, cats known for that.
Yeah, I mean they're very, very aggressive.
To be fair, my cats do have thumbs, so I want the owners to think their cat can ring the doorbell. Yeah. If my cats could ring a doorbell, that's fine because my doorbell doesn't work.
Yay.
It's knock or get out. But to be fair, they do knock at the back door. There's no food. You ate it already. You gotta wait another few hours.
But why is the food gone?
Why is the food gone? Because you ate it!
There's more food in it. I'm assuming your cats are British for some reason.
I mean, the fact that they're British.
Yeah, see?
You know?
That works.
It does.
We're doing it. Okay.
I do that myself. Where did my food go? Oh, wait, I ate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got lots of pink stickers. The stickers I got for this were very pink.
You know, I actually have like a compass somewhere for making circles. I put all of my craft stuff in one place, so I'd be able to find it for the stream. But
Put
wherever
all your
that
crafts
place
in one
is,
basket is what you
it
did.
doesn't have. I don't have line of sight with it, and so therefore, like, what's that thing that babies are supposed to get? Object permanence.
Object.
Oh, yeah.
What do you call the little sheets of paper with patterns, etc.? This stuff. This is craft paper. It's sometimes called washi paper. So, but generally it's craft paper. I know. Yeah? Uh-huh. Can I help you? You being a butt? No. He's a good girl. It's such a whiny cat. She's part Siamese, so, yeah. That's probably why. Because Siamese cats are very loud. So, this is so pretty. Thank you. I'm literally just sticking sticky things on paper at this point. I mean, her sister, which is from the same litter, not part Siamese. So, you know. It is what it is. That's why she's quieter and less obnoxious. Ugh. Loud cats are cute though. Depends. Hello. Oh, hello. Well, let me put the knife away. Can I help you? Ooh! You can sit on my lap. That's fine. I've never been bothered by that. Okay.
Well, then I'll find something that will bother you. Fine.
So just to prove that she's here, cat tail.
Woo. Do 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 do.
Oh, that makes so much sense for my roommate's cat, who is part Flame Point Siamese. Yeah, she's Oh, hello. Come on, let's give them a head. There you go.
Cleo needs to train her cats to use push to talk.
I mean, she. I thought the cat meowing was my cat meowing. Yeah, that is a problem. Anonymous gifted a sub. Thank you very much indeed. That's really appreciated.
Enjoy Avi Cadenza. Avi Cadenza. Enjoy the sub cadenza. Enjoy the sub cadenza from Anonymous Gifter. 3 whole months of tier 1. 3 whole months of tier 1. But from who? We never knew. We never knew. Okay, I'm done.
I enjoyed it. Thank you, Joe. That was appreciated.
You're welcome.
Homicidal Hippie resubscribed for 10 months. McLesley cheered biddies. Thank you very much. Little snout. Little snout. If I take that hand away, will you go? There we go. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Normally I'm tucked further in, aren't I? So you don't get on my lap. So, yeah. A little bit stuck. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, she's purry.
I just tried to write a 3-letter greeting in a Discord, and I managed to have a typo. I was like, "Hi!" exclamation point, also a slash. It's fine. Yeah. So yeah, one of the people I know in the pinball streaming community is trying to set up his first Discord, and so
Mhm.
he's sending wavy stickers at everybody who joins. I'm like, oh, I
That's
should.
that's really
I'm not
cute.
going to actually use a sticker because I don't like those. But
I love
I will.
stickers.
I will
Stickers are
type the
great.
word hi. I will type the word hi. You are welcome to your own opinion and your own Discord.
Yeah, which is
Uh,
fair. I am entitled to my own thoughts.
yeah.
So what is next? This is going to be such a pink month, and I'm here for it.
Oh, good. An incoming call from Spam Risk. My favorite.
Not spam risk.
I know, right? Wouldn't want to leave them hanging.
Oh, kitty. Oh, no, you left. Therefore, the lap goes away. Got some really pretty stickers, though, to be fair. Meow. She's like, you're not supposed to mock me.
No one mock the kitty. No one mock the kitty. She get quite mad. She get quite mad.
See, I'm looking at these, and this is for, I guess, everyone. Like having this sticker. Sorry, I didn't mean to stop attentioning you. That's fine. Having this sticker sort of cut out like this, having it in one corner, and then having the bottom part in the other corner, that would work. That would be nice. So yeah. I'm glad your kitty is going to be 9 years old. That is quite old for a kitty. Well, actually, it's not quite old for a kitty. It's middle-aged, which is what you are, aren't you? You're middle-aged now. I'm talking to the cat, not Joe, for
Yeah,
reference.
I was gonna say. I thought we had this conversation. Somebody told me I'm not middle aged. I thought, like, I don't know what middle aged is. So
I'm pretty sure you're middle-aged at this point.
I thought I was too, and somebody's like, "No, middle aged is when you're not quite over the hill." And I'm
Oh,
like,
so you're just old now?
yeah, I guess.
Because
I
I'm
don't know.
definitely over the hill at this point, and you're not that far behind me.
Yeah.
Meow.
Hey,
Middle-aged
let's
is
see,
around 50. No.
Looks like we just got a 10 rolling in from Toxic Glitter, who says, "Happy Pride Month, y'all. Loving the stream before my first meeting of the day." Well, hey, I was gonna say, knock 'em dead at that meeting, unless your goal is to keep everyone alive, in which case, provide as much medical assistance as necessary, Toxic. So that's gonna get us another 10 degrees of rotation here. Getting us up to 21
This is
degrees
when
of
I need
rotation.
to math. So July starts on a Friday.
What popped up on screen? Somebody says, I don't know if you knew it would do that. What popped up on screen? The spam risk thing? Well, yeah, it said spam risk. So how far did I have to be into the
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Wait, it popped up on the screen?
What's going on, Joe?
Somebody says the caller ID popped up on the screen.
On your stream screen.
What? Oh, from the iPad.
Oh!
Oh, because the iPad capture. Oh, okay. I need to set the iPad to do not disturb. Oh, okay.
Yikes.
That's good to know. I mean, that's the iPad isn't connected to almost anything, so it wouldn't have shown like other alerts. but I guess it is technically connected to my phone number.
I mean, technically, yes.
But yeah, it's not like connected to my email or anything like that.
That's good, I guess.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, that's terrifying.
Duskadair says we got to see the spammers call. Gotcha.
Well, you know Joe was telling the truth. Not that you think Joe would lie about that, because that is a weird thing to lie about.
Lie about what?
Getting a spam risk call. That would be a weird thing to lie about.
Yeah, I figured that they meant that they saw it on my watch because my watch was maybe in frame and it said spam risk. That's how I knew I got the spam risk call. Although wait, whatever. We'll worry about that later.
It's fine.
I think I'm just going to disable the iPad layer for right now since I'm not actively using it. Anyway, just in case.
Sense. That makes sense.
Okay.
Let me just double check something. Okay. We're all old all the time at all ages. I mean, yeah. I think my fellow millennial and I are a bit insecure about aging, so we make weird jokes.
Well, I mean, once you hit 1,000, I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I've never been particularly bothered about, like, aging and stuff. It's just sort of like,
I mean, it's
I'm going to get,
it's
I mean, the
one less thing to
alternative is
worry
not.
about, though.
Yeah, the
I mean, it's one of
alternative is
those-
to not age, which is terrible.
But like, it's just one of those things. Like, I have all these things that won't happen unless I put in some effort, and aging seems to happen either way. So, like, I'm just not gonna worry about it. I'm like, okay, that one will happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen anyway. Why worry about it?
Yeah.
I do not understand the stress about it, though. To be honest, it's just sort of like. One day I'm gonna get old and die, and that's inevitable. I mean, hypothetically, if I wasn't a zombie.
Yep. Well, it's like that song by They Might Be Giants. You're older than you've ever been, and now you're even older. Now you're even older. Now you're even older.
Yep. I will never be this young again.
And now you're older still. Do you know that song?
I don't. I do know they might be giants, but I don't know that sort of particular song.
Yeah, and then the next line is "Time is marching on," and then they pause for a minute and they go, "And time is still marching on."
It seems very uplifting. I like it.
The grave, and now you're even closer. Now you're even closer. Yeah, that's the second verse. Now you're closer still. It's a very upbeat song.
I'm feeling personally very fulfilled by this moment in time.
I was hoping you would hear this and just be like, well, this is what I needed today.
I did need it, Joe. You're absolutely correct. I did need to be told that I'm going to get old and die, and I'm going to die sooner than I ever thought possible. I mean, hypothetically. Here's hoping.
Oh boy. Yeah,
sorry, we didn't mean to get dark,
now,
chat.
there's a mess. Good luck, kids.
I'm going to go out on a limb that says Merlin probably didn't exist. I know it's a shock, but hypothetically.
See, with stuff like that though, like I'm more inclined to say that the person probably did exist. Now, the tales of their antics might be widely exaggerated, right? But
I'm pretty sure that the whole Arthurian saga was made up.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's not true.
Well, I just found out that Macbeth was a real person.
I mean, that is true. That's true.
Also, it's kind of one of those things, like, they might not have all been contemporaries, right? So maybe Arthur and Merlin never knew each other, but there might have been, like, an actual Merlin who served a king who did similar things, and there might have been another king who did some of the things Arthur did. Like, a lot of this stuff kind of blends together, but...
That's true, I guess. Hadn't considered that, but... Yeah, I'm still going out on a limb and saying probably not real. Probably.
Yeah,
does anyone see a problem with this tape?
It's got a really cool layout.
Does anyone else see the problem with this washi tape?
Oh boy, not at this scale.
Oh no, it's worse than the double Sunday.
Wait. Does it have days written on it, but they're in the wrong order?
No, it specifically has 5 days written on it.
Oh, it doesn't have every day of the week?
No!
They're just like, you might want... Oh, well, this is for people that live for the weekend.
It goes Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Sunday. What in the world? I've never met something more useless. Wow.
Like I said, Cleo, it's for that weekend life.
I am shocked. Wow. Oh, that was going to be such an easy way of doing it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to have to use knives. Dang it. This is how I feel after graduating. Well, that's not awful. Why not 2 Saturdays? I mean, yeah, arguably, Friday, Saturday is much better than Friday, Sunday. Okay, let me think. How do I want... I like that one. That was nice and bright. And I like that one. That's nice and pretty. Okay, we'll do that. Thursday, Friday, happy days.
Saturday, what a day.
Moving all week with you. These days are ours.
These days are ours.
Not quite, but yeah.
I don't know.
That's fine. I'm not going to insist you know them.
Yeah.
But I am going to insist that is an absolutely diabolical Days of the Week washi tape. If you guys can find a pretty Days of the Week washi tape, please
find one that's missing at least one day.
We've already found one that's missing at least one day.
Well, we found one that's missing 2 days. So ideally, find one that's missing 1 or 3 days.
Arguably, it's missing 3 days.
You're missing 3 days.
Because it's got 2 Sundays on it. It's definitely missing a Saturday.
Saucefire says, I had to go AFK for a bit. Is Joe drawing progressively bigger pinball machines, or is there just a redemption to make the pinball machines expand? I realized that the thumbnailing size, I'm trying to figure out what's the smallest I can thumbnail the details on a pinball machine and have them be, like, visible. And I think that this 8x16 is probably about it. So there's a magnet up here, and there's a turntable here. And I think that's all of the detail that you would technically need to lay out this game. I think I have all of the actual targets, the spinners.
Yes,
if you were
JT.
wiring this game from underneath, everything on here would get wires run to it, but it's not missing anything.
I mean, arguably, that washi tape is just sadism. It's just somebody went, I know what will annoy people.
Mm-hmm.
And they were right. It did. I'm very annoyed.
Yeah. So maybe the tape is sold in grab bags, where different tapes and different bags have different days on them. So you got to just keep buying their, like, hoping you unwrap the one that has Wednesday on it. If you're a big Addams Family fan, anyway, it's a hard one to miss.
Just why?
To cause you discomfort, really.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Damn it.
Okay.
Why in the world would you do that? Unless it's from a company that is non-English speaking. That might be it.
Yeah.
That is a possible thing. And they just decided to go with screw it as the option. Which I can understand from a work perspective.
It's always an option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're all right, Joe.
Yeah, I'm just... I don't know. I'm at this weird point where I'm trying to get caught up on sleep. So I'm awake enough to realize how tired I am all the time. Like, I when I'm in abject sleep deprivation, I can't tell.
Right, yeah, that's reasonable.
Instead, I'm at the point where it's like, yep, I'm tired.
It's all right. We don't have to stick around for very much longer. It's fine.
No, I mean, I got 7 hours or so of sleep last night, which is really good for me.
That is pretty good.
Because I since my daughter wasn't going to school today, I had to make sure to wake up early enough to make her breakfast before the stream.
That's good.
Yep.
Feeding
so I
your
actually
daughter is good, yeah.
I had some bacon before the stream.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. I know, right?
That is not the Joe I know.
I know.
The Joe I know eats a handful of peanuts before streaming.
I know. Oh, I'm actually running low on those.
I've eaten them too much.
That was the other problem. Yeah, it's like, no, I've got 2 problems. Yeah. Okay.
You realise how tired you are, and it doesn't feel like an improvement, even though it is. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. So I'll be fine. Like it. So yeah, I'm gonna try. Well, this week I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff front loaded because I've got a bunch of family plans next week.
Mm-hmm.
So I just can't get this episode that I'm working on to like a satisfying stopping point.
Absolutely the same.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna work on it. Just get like 3 more hours of progress, and then like maybe if I record something at that point, it'll feel like, okay, this is a good stopping point. But it's just, yeah.
Have you seen what I've done with my base?
No. Maybe.
Okay.
Do you want to come and see what I've done with the tunnel? And then I can see what you did with your base, and we could use that for like the conclusions of our episodes, maybe. Like
I'm not even at conclusion. I have done something like 16 hours of time lapse footage.
Yeah, that's where I am on these tunnels. And the thing is, because the tunnels, like, it seems like there's no amount of tunneling that you could finish they're done. So it just feels like it's like the episode ends when I got tired of working. And I'm trying to end it on a high note, but like I can't hit that.
I want to build a storage room for like the end of my episode, and I just cannot get to working on it, because every time it's just sort of like I need green dye, so I have to make like a green dye farm, but I can't do that
Oh,
on
wait,
camera.
do you need green dye? I've got
No,
like
I've made a
8
farm
stacks.
now, but
Okay, because I've got 8 stacks of cooked green dye.
oh, can I swipe that because I don't have enough?
Yeah, I left a bunch of it on Tango's Bridge because it was ostensibly for the green tunnel,
Hmm.
but the green tunnel is kind of maxed out for right now because you go further, you hit the world border.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
No,
even when we do, like, we're not gonna need that much. Literally.
I just like having you turn up and be Joe at me for a bit would be nice, and I can show you what I've done and then
Yeah.
explain to you about how I'm going to have to tear everything all down. And
Do you have time for that? Like after this stream, maybe we take like a 15-minute recess, come back,
um
or would you rather do that like later in the day or tomorrow?
uh tomorrow before meeting time would work,
Okay.
if that's doable for you,
Yeah.
because I've
Yep.
got like I'm probably not going to make it to the meeting because I've got so much stuff to do before the bank holiday, which means everything's going to close. So, and
Yeah.
I've I'm just running on empty at the moment.
Yeah. Well, so my goal was to get this episode done like 3 days ago and then have episode 16 done by Friday. But instead, I feel like I'm going to be lucky to get this one out by Friday.
I don't think I'm going to get my episode done by Friday because I've got like I haven't done anything since last Monday. So I'm kind of like,
Well, see, what I'm stressing about is I feel like I am getting a lot done, but it's all like time lapse footage. It's not
same. I'm right
it's
there.
not anything fun or
Mhm.
usable in the like, near sense.
I know you believe in me, Cam, but like at the moment, like the evidence is
But also,
pointing to the
please stop.
contrary. I appreciate that you believe in me, but the evidence at the moment says no. And I've got a thing on Tuesday that I need to go and do, and it's like everything's kind of closing in on me at the moment, and I don't like it. Not a fan.
Yeah, well, and it's one of those things, like, I only have my kid for, like, 2 weeks before she has
Yeah.
to go to her mom's for the summer, and so, like, I'm trying to spend as much time doing stuff with her and the rest of my family so that because they don't get to see her very much because she's in school, right, So, we've got people passing through town and wanna do
Yeah.
stuff
It's like
nonstop.
people have just said maybe take a break, and I'm like, but that's the problem with this job. Taking a break can be very detrimental if you're not prepared to take a break.
So
And
my problem is that the 3-month break we took set me back so far financially, I can't afford to take a break now.
yeah,
Like, I'm at the point where I can tell I need a break.
yes,
But I'm hoping. So when my daughter's on fall break in October, I wanted to take her somewhere nice and do like our first like real vacation in years.
Mhm.
But I'm looking at it, and my friends wanted to book something together, and I'm like, I might not be able to afford the airfare until September. But then the airfare is going to shoot up in price if we're a month out from October. Like, it's like, so I don't know. Yeah. It's frustrating. Because, like, yes, I agree that I need a break, but
I physically can't take one.
yeah, or financially. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm physically capable, but I'm not fiscally capable.
Yes. And the problem with YouTube is if you go on a break for that long, even if you like I've been doing lots of building, but like I say, it's all time lapse stuff, and that time and like gathering the materials, like that's taken me like all week, and I was hoping to get this video out for last Friday, or at least yesterday. No, Monday.
Yeah.
And no, I know. Not even like 2 days. I need to get my socks on. Socks. I need to actually get it done. You know, it's
Mhm.
like 2 days at the moment in the middle of a video. After the video, I'll be fine. But in the middle of the video, I can't actually do it because of time crunches. So,
Ellie Kitty says, "What if instead of a long drink, you change your direction and do something crazy like channel your inner Scar or Grian?" I don't know what that means. I don't have an inner
I
Scar
don't
or
have an
Grian.
inner Scar or Green
I'm
either.
Joe Hills all the way through. Like,
Yeah.
maybe you're. I could do a different Joe Hills, and you could talk to me about that. But I don't know. I don't know. I literally do not understand what you mean. I'm
Because
incapable of processing
particularly,
what
particularly
an inner
as
Scar.
Scar and Grian are like massive overworkers anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
If
They
I was
also spend
channeling my
three
inner
times
Scar
as
and Green,
many.
that's not good.
They spend 3 times as many hours on YouTube as I do per episode,
Yeah.
probably. And Chris Walker says, "Channel your inner Green and troll people." Every time I try to do something that I think will be kind of cute and trolly, it massively backfires. Uh, I've decided to
Can confirm.
avoid doing too much of that for right now because what I think will be fun and what other people think will be fun is apparently massively misaligned. Um,
Can
so
confirm.
yeah,
It's like just content creation in itself is hard, and it's easy to try and give out like, and I'm not being trying to be horrible, chat. It's easy to try and give out tips when you're just looking at it, but implementing stuff like that is tricky.
yeah, because like if I just go do something, if I just do the first chaotic thing I think of, it'll be a bad idea. And if I try and do the second or third one, like if I really try to workshop it, it'll actually be a worse idea somehow. In a way, is that my sister cackling? I heard somebody cackling. Somebody heard. It's fine. Yeah. But yeah, sorry I got people over.
That's fine.
But yeah. Like but yeah, that's one of the other things holding me up is because I've got family passing through town and friends in town and stuff this time of year that I'm not going to get to see very much. Otherwise, it's like I'm trying to, for the most part, like make time for them, which
Yeah.
is also a balancing act because then it's like, okay, well, you know,
The thing is, we're at the point, and we can only do what we can do.
yeah,
And at the moment, what we can do is exactly what we're doing.
yeah. If I worked any less, I would not be able to make rent next month. Like I am not in a place financially where I could work any less than I'm working now.
Yeah,
I'm
and
working as little as possible, but I'm also working as much as possible. It is a very finely tuned thing.
yeah, and we are not YouTubers with millions of followers. So
No.
suggesting
Well,
like their problems are different to ours.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I can't just be like, you know what? I really want to go to the Alps and go skiing. That would really calm me down. I was thinking about this the other day, and
always a
this
bad
used
sign.
to this is something that used to bother me a lot. When one of the companies that I used to work on websites for was a chain of rehab clinics.
Right.
Like they had a few dozen rehab clinics throughout the United States, and they're all on these like beautiful properties. And the idea is that people go there and they're not exposed to their normal stimuli or stressors, and it's easier for them to not do drugs, right? Like
Right.
it's like a you go there for like 6 to 12 weeks, right? And it's kind of like a resort almost, except with like multiple meetings per day about like narcotics and stuff. And I remember looking at that and being like, I'm so exhausted. I haven't taken a real vacation in years. How come rich drug addicts get to take time off whenever they want,
'Cause
and I
they're
don't. How come I don't get to take 1 week vacation, and yet these people get to go to this resort-like experience for 6 to 8 weeks? You know, like when I'm working so hard to keep my life together,
Mhm.
and they clearly let something slide here or there when I'm trying to let nothing slide nonstop. You know, that doesn't really seem fair. But then I realized it's not about like what kind of life you live, if you're somebody who maintains all these responsibilities or somebody who just gives up on all your responsibilities and becomes a drug addict. It's about whether or not you are rich in the first place, because the people who can afford these sorts of places could afford to just take a 6 to 8 week vacation somewhere else
Mhm.
anyway. Like, they were always better off than me, and it didn't matter how hard I worked or how hard they didn't. And
Yeah.
so that's kind of freeing, I guess.
It is
But
July. Fuck.
but yeah, that
Oops,
bothered me
sorry.
for years, and now I feel better about it now that I've come to that conclusion, like, this week. uh so yay. I've been thinking a lot about needing to go on vacations. Because, like, I was originally hoping to take Corinne on, like, a 7-day road trip this summer, like, between when she got out of school and when she leaves for her mom's. And I've obviously had to cancel that for budget reasons. And it's like, so it's like I'm just holding on to, like, if I can save enough money to go on this October trip, then we can at least do that. But I don't know.
Nice
But,
and
you know,
positive today. That's
yeah.
where we are.
Well, I figure though, this is the problem with getting enough sleep, that I'm able to realize how bad it is. If that makes sense.
Oh, true.
Like, I can tell how tired I am. I can tell how much I need the break. I can, like, but I don't know.
It's okay, Joe. We're here for you in whatever way we can be.
Yeah.
Which at the moment is just commiserating.
Yeah.
Everybody take a drink. You are thirsty.
Yeah. Once my daughter leaves, though, to go to the other side of the family, like, I'm gonna make sure to I'm gonna, like, amp up my morning streams and daytime streams. I figure if I can put in an extra few hours of streaming a day, hopefully that'll help.
I mean,
With being
yeah.
able to afford a vacation in October, not with being exhausted.
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say, but
Well, it's like, because it's not like I'm going to be able to stream much more when she gets back home, right? And then also
right.
it's going to be too close, and then the airline tickets would be insane.
More insane.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a Target. Here it looks like.
I can fix it, chat. I'm in the process of fixing it. It's fine.
I'm sure it is, Cleo. I'm sure it's just dandy. Hey, Luke Chris Walker rolling in and tipping 10. Thank you so much. That is going to put us 10 degrees closer to being completely upside down, I guess, because that's what we're doing today. Rotate Joe. Or I guess I should yell Joe-tation. Do-do-do-do. Okay.
At least they're thinking Joe needs a holiday. Let's put in some money for one.
Yeah, thank you. It's like
I feel a bit bad I didn't notice it, but you don't need to feel bad. I'm fine.
what didn't notice the alphabet, or not alphabet, the days of the week being wrong.
No. I just wrote June instead of July.
Oh, I was not looking at that either.
That's fine. I don't expect everybody to notice my mistakes.
Pasting over that with
Yeah.
Okay. I like that a lot.
You can't tell. You can't tell. No one can prove it.
No. I mean, honestly, now that it's, like, on there, I mean, the camera doesn't really show it.
Yep. I mean, I can barely notice it, and I'm sitting right here.
Yeah.
So, and once I've made them pretty, it'll be fine. I'm not having a nervous breakdown at all.
No, I'm. What's the opposite of nervous? I'm having a confident breakdown.
Yeah. My landlord has asked someone to come out and do an evaluation for my house, and I'm thinking, oh, that's not good. That's not good.
Are you reading that, or is that something you're saying?
No, I'm saying that. That's where my brain is
Oh,
at the moment. That's what I'm
the
stressed
landlord
about.
maybe going to sell the place.
That's what I would imagine.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just. I don't know.
Maybe you should just do your best.
Yeah. No. Well, Badger just posted a link. Apparently, the place we wanted to go, is having massive water shortages, and they're asking tourists to stop coming. But I would like to think they'll have that resolved by October. Because the problem is, if I don't do fall break with my daughter this year, I only have fall break with her every other year.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be 2 years before we could do it again. And trying to, so I don't know. But we could go somewhere else in theory, I guess. It's just, I don't know. It's someplace that I've wanted to go for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And, because there's like family history there, and
Fair.
But it's fine. I should just give up. I think I'd just be happier if I gave up.
You just want to have a life, and the universe is saying, no.
Well, it's frustrating too, because I've got like a dozen friends that are all going there this fall, and so like it'd be super cheap to rent a room in the house they're renting. Right, it would be the cheapest trip I could ever make there. But if I can afford the airfare.
Right.
Hey, we got 10 rolling in from Tracy. Thank you, Tracy, who says, because we love the Joe Hills that are, hope you get a break soon. I hope so, too. Let's go ahead and rotate that camera another 10. Here we go. Jotation. Do-do-do-do. But yeah, I kind of asked them, I'm like, when's the drop dead date for needing to commit to this? Because, like, I don't want them to get, like, a bigger place than they need, because they get, an extra room for us, and then we don't go.
Yeah.
Miss Canuck, thank you for tipping 28, who says, you work so hard, Joe. I'm very thankful to have found you, even though it's 9 seasons late. Never too late. Never too late. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and add... That's 28. Yes, math. So that's going to put us at... Oh my gosh. I can't even... 69 degrees of rotation. Nice. So here we go. Wait, no, I did the math on that wrong, because it was at 43. So 43 plus 28 is 71.
Oh, Joe.
Okay, so 71 degrees of rotation. Woo! Thank you, Miss Canuck. Okay. Is Cleo doing a red, white, and blue theme? I don't know, maybe.
No, it's flowers.
Flowers. Oh.
This one's got little stalks on it. It's pretty. But it's gonna rip. Oh, have I missed people? Homicidal Hippie is resubscribed. Tullus has resubscribed at tier 3. My goodness, thank you.
Boom, 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 boom.
And something happened, and I don't. Oh my goodness!
What? What happened?
Flying Elevator just donated £300.
Wow.
Okay, now I'm gonna cry. It's fine. Thank you, Flying Elevator. I'm. McLeslie, thank you for the bitties, but.
Cleo, now, do you want to fly to Hawaii with us?
I'd love to, but
We'll see if they solve a water shortage.
thank you so much. That's gonna help so much. You have no idea. Okay. It's fine. It's fine.
If you need a second to compose yourself.
Yeah, please, Joe. Take. Thank you, Flying
Butterfly
Elevator.
KMC just tipped 100. Who says, "I hope this relieves you a little bit of stress, Joe. Hopefully, you can get a break soon. All the best." This does help, actually.
It does help.
Okay, it helps more than you would think.
Yeah.
So that's gonna get us 71 or 171 on the abacus, which gets us to 171 degrees rotation. I feel like I'm pumping gas here. The scroll wheel. I'm up to 81.
Thank you, Flying Elevator.
Ron
That really
says
helps.
emote
The
only.
up button, is it faster?
Emote only. Go. Throw the hands. Throw giant hands if you got them. Because that feels like a giant hand kind of thing.
Yep. So
Okay.
thank you very much, Butterfly Girl KMC. And whoever Cleo said, Flying Elevator, I think.
Flying Elevator. Thank you so much. Just amazing. Just amazing.
Okay. I'm holding down the up button on the rotation field, and I'm at 161, 165, 171. Do. I'm almost completely upside down, but not on a mortgage. Or maybe that's more of a badumch. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. Badger apparently says she will not complain. Well, I'm assuming the yes is about you coming to Hawaii too. Might be about something else.
I feel like I need to go other places before Hawaii and America.
Well, like I said, I've got a bunch of friends who are all booking this huge house, like with a bunch of bedrooms, and so it'd be because the nice thing about something like that is like the way the pricing scales. Like you end up paying way less than a hotel room per night, but you actually end up with like a big like living room area and a real kitchen and stuff like that.
Yeah. That sounds really nice. That sounds really cool.
But yeah, because my grandfather was was over in Hawaii doing machine work for the Navy because he was a machinist, like who would run like lathes and milling machines and stuff like that. And he was over in Pearl Harbor until shortly before the actual attack. So he was not involved with that. But it would be really cool to go there and take my daughter to the Pearl Harbor Museum and stuff like that. And it's and also like I just really want to like be by the beach for a change. Like, I miss the ocean. Hey, we got 2 more tips rolling in. First off, thanks to Lemonberry Conda, who's tips 21, who says, "Hey Joe, tuned into the stream while work on a drawing for June. These streams are always a delight, and the crafts always get the creative vibes flowing. I am very pleased to hear that we are encouraging other people to be creative too." Lemonberry Conda. That's going to get us another 21 degrees of rotation, so we're up to 192. And then Cleo, did you have something to read before I do the second one?
Yeah, thank you, Socks, for gifting a sub to Flying Elevator. I do appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. And then Ink Curious says, "Don't read this," but okay, so I won't read it. But thank you, Ink Curious, for the 100. That is going to put us at 290.
Oh, choo choo! Hypothermic had it, cheered biddies, and we got a hype train.
Oh, here it is.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay, so I'm going to hold down this up arrow for a little while on this. So we're up to 200. This is actually the furthest we've ever gotten in rotation. If we hit a full 360, I'll get out the Beetlejuice costume because I'm not painting.
100%.
Leo has never been here for a Beetlejuice, have you?
I've been here for a Beetlejuice, but not recently.
It doesn't happen much. So 245. I'm just over here rotating. I'll just keep waving. Oh wait, where's I need to practice my Jubilee wave.
Oh, don't talk to me about the Jubilee. Ugh. Crux, cheered biddies, thank you very much indeed. Sounds like a tiny Thomas Choo Choo. Choo Choo.
Badger was saying. Badger was saying she was also saying yes about the idea of having somebody to sit next to for 15 hours on the flight from London to Hawaii. I could imagine that would be more fun than going with a stranger or a complete stranger.
Yeah. It's okay. It wouldn't be any better. I would take at least 3 hours to warm up to anybody enough to talk to them.
Yeah, but then it's like, great, here's an opportunity for you two to talk to each other about me behind my back. I don't need
I
that.
mean,
I'd be stressed. Okay,
what do you
so
think we're going to say about you behind your
I
back?
don't know. I don't know. Thank you, Leslie, for the 10, who says this will cover another pound of bacon, but not much more. Alrighty, that's gonna get us to
Oh,
302.
thank you, Bakura, for the biddies, which says 200 biddies, mostly lurking as usual. Ellie Kitty cheered biddies. Thank you very much. And somebody else I saw cheered biddies, and I don't know who it was. Oh, McLeslie. McLeslie gifted a sub to El Kitty. Thank you. What
Von
would you
from
say
F says
behind
we
his back that you wouldn't say into his face? I mean, that is
I don't,
arguably the point.
I don't know. Von from F said, would Joe not sit next to his daughter? Well, I wouldn't be flying from London to Hawaii because I don't live in London.
No. But
I would be flying from Nashville to Hawaii. I would be on a different plane because they usually they do a polar route. They don't fly from England to Nashville to Hawaii. I actually looked at it. It's only like an extra 2 hours to fly from London to Hawaii versus London to Nashville.
huh.
So that means if you flew to Nashville first, you would basically be doubling your time in the air.
I am not a fan of air travel at the best of times, so I'm not afraid of it. It's just I don't like it.
Well, you should just take a steamboat. Take a steamboat to Hawaii, Cleo.
You know what? If I had the time to take off,
Yeah.
to travel via boat to the US, I absolutely would.
Oh, I would do the same for London. Well, first off, though, thank you, Withervane, for tipping 15. That's going to get us up to 317 degrees rotation. Well, you know, there's a ship that goes back and forth between New York and London, the Queen Mary. And if I had the time, I think that would be my optimal way to start an England vacation. Because I spend
Probably.
the whole week on the boat with no internet, basically, just decompressing. Right.
That sounds lovely. Avi Cadenza
And
cheered biddies, and Soikles resubscribed for 13 months, saying another professional lurker coming out of hiding for the hype train. Thank you. Sorry, you were saying, Joe.
yeah, so then by the time I get to London, I've already kind of like, I don't have the huge jet lag. I also, like, one of the things I noticed is a lot of times if I try and go on a trip somewhere, I go on a trip from like Friday when my kid gets out of school until Sunday night. And so then I never actually get to rest. I spend all my energy on traveling and frantically doing whatever we can while we're there, right? I'm not actually having the chance to sleep, but like on a Atlantic voyage for 7 days, I would have a chance to catch up on sleep and be fresh, you know, when I got there. Like if I just flew to England, I'd spend
Yeah.
the first few days just probably passed out, not just from jet lag, but also just from the fact that like I'm so far behind on rest. Hey, thank you, Christine, for tipping 50, who says rotate. So let's see. 3, 40, and then 7. So that's going to get us up to. Oh, we're going to be up to.
Leslie,
Wait, 367 degrees.
That's cool.
So that's actually that's past the not quite yet. We're almost to yeah. Go on.
Can I just say to everybody, thank you. We genuinely couldn't do this without you, without your support, and you make a difference. You make a difference.
Yeah, this is not something I could do otherwise. This is viewer supported streaming.
Yeah. Thank
so
you,
yeah,
Socks,
we're
for the
up,
biddies.
So 367. Last I checked, that's 7 degrees past full circle. So I need to go get that Beetlejuice.
Oh,
if I can. Yeah,
we're
right?
past the circle. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I mean, in British circles, you have 360 degrees, right?
Yeah, I mean, last time I checked.
Yeah, so like it's like that, but less British.
Everyone is awesome when you're part of a stream. Everyone's awesome.
Oh my gosh! I just punched the ceiling fan. Don't. It's on too. Don't do that.
I'm not going to do that. I'm also not going to let it fall on my face like you asked me to not to do earlier. I promise.
Yeah.
I promise.
So yeah, it's me, the Beetlejuice. Thank you everybody so much for all your support. You know, thanks to you all, I might actually be able to sleep like the dead. You know.
Here's hoping.
Let's see, we got another tip rolling in as well from Arthur for 20, who says kicking in a little toward the Joe Stress Reduction Fund. So thank you very much.
Yeah, we need a little bit of Joe. Oh, with a vein. Oh, thank you.
Another 20. So here we go. We're up to 27 degrees. And don't worry, I'll get the abacus out of the way of my beautiful drawing
Thank you, With a Vein, for the donation of 15 quid. That's really appreciated. Thank you. Oh, people are so generous. And it's just always... It surprises me. And I think that's my take on human nature rather than anything that's actually true. So thank you. I do appreciate you.
Yeah, Badger says, I think it would take me just as long to recover from a 7-day boat trip as from a transatlantic flight. Well, so the thing about that is, like, with the boat, you have your own cabin and you can just go take naps, right? Throughout the day. And, like, there's stuff to do on the boat. So you're not going to be completely bored or whatever. But, like, once I get somewhere, like, if I flew to London, I would want to... I don't know that we would necessarily be able to take a bunch of naps in the middle of the day if we're going and visiting stuff like, all over the city. And, I couldn't catch up on sleep and sightsee.
Yeah.
Because I need more than just 8 hours at night to catch up on sleep. I need 8 hours at night and a few naps throughout the day for about a week. And then I feel like I would be kind of caught up. But if I tried to sleep, sleeping on a plane, I can do it, but it's not going to be super restful.
Same. Tusk, thank you for the 10 gift subs to the community. That's really appreciated. And Wither says it's a good day to help people who hurt my work days. This is great. What is this journal about? This is my journal. This is about me, like, making things that are pretty that help me stay organized. And trust me, it does help me stay organized. And night Cam. And obviously, I just like making pretty things. It's pretty.
So you'd think, once you're undead, you wouldn't have quite so many obligations or responsibilities to keep track of. But you don't want to make any grave mistakes with your scheduling. So,
You looking forward to Beetlejuice 2?
The secret of the
secret of Nim, obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what.
Plant Pal thing. I maybe it'll help. Again, only do what you can do. Remember, being organized is not about being perfect. It's about doing your best. So.
Yeah, we're not doing the Beetlejuice song because with the craft streams, unlike the YouTube videos, so like the other streams, all that footage ends up in like time lapses or in videos. So even if we get like a takedown for copyright, there's still an artifact of that recording or whatever. But with these craft streams, I'm not making a video of this later, so I don't use the music.
Hang on. Suave Chibi Ranger tip 40 quid saying thank you, much love to you, thank you so much. And Big B the Hand has gifted 5 Streamloots packs to the community, so go and run and get get your hand on some of those. And Dejet cheered 200 bits, thank you very much. You guys have been like I always feel like this happens when we talk about finances. We appreciate you regardless. It does make a difference. Thank you so much.
People want to see the Beetlejuice axolotl or the ectolotl. Cleo, if you look here,
hang on.
See
let me grab the
ectolotl. The ectolotl. I'll temporarily make it bigger so you can see it better.
Okay, I'm watching.
It doesn't. So the thing is, when I wear the wig, it sticks to the wig like it's Velcro practically. But with my normal hair, if I wobble too much, it'll just fall right off. It's either the ectolotl or the spectrolotl. But they're both, either is acceptable.
I like the idea of an ectolotl. Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah, I know, right?
So cute.
It's absolutely adorable. Now the thing is, oh yeah, I gotta just angle the camera up. I was gonna say, the problem is I gotta keep ducking down if I want that to be visible. But no, we're good. I got it.
Oh dear, it's very sweet. It's very cute. Oh dear.
But yeah, I might actually. The thing about the wig is it traps a lot of heat, and it's the summer.
Yeah, no, I understand entirely.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh dear. Okay, I think I might be done for the day. if you are.
I'm kind of at the point where it's like I'm in the process of trying to find a new table to draw because I've already found like all the tables that I started with on my list I've now done. We can blow that up a little bit so the stream can see it better. We got Guardians of the Galaxy, Beatles, and Primus. I'm just kind of getting a sense of like the lines of like what you're targeting and where things go and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm not ready to start another one yet. So
Okay,
now's
so
a natural breaking point. I
yeah,
guess is what.
because we're both in the same situation.
Yeah, and since my daughter's here, I don't want to do a super long stream.
Yeah, same. Okay, well, I think 2 hours is good for us.
Oh, my daughter's there too. Well, that's problematic. She must be taking classes from Padre Pio on bilocation or something.
All right. It's easy to forget content creators' income streams actually work, and I appreciate they're a direct way. We appreciate it. It does make a difference, like 100%.
Yeah.
And it all adds up. Promise you.
Well, I guess we're gonna go ahead and usually we end our call and say goodbye and thanks to everybody. So good talking to you, Cleo. And
I'll speak to you later, Joe.
Yeah, chat, stick around because the stream's not over.
Hang on, let me hang up. Okay. Can I just say, you guys have been like amazing, like just wonderful, and I mean, the fact that you guys come and support me whilst I'm doing crafts is just outstanding. It's a good distraction from trying to deal with customer service. Oh yeah, I understand that entirely. You're amazing, and like I'm just blown away by how supportive you guys are, and just thank you. I don't have anything else to say. You've just been amazing. Let's see if I can raid someone. Let's raid ... today. So thank you for that. I really appreciate you, and just thanks. I will see you lot next time. Bye bye.